my new truck. Actually, it's not new. It's a 2000 extended cab Chevy Silverado half ton. And I restored the whole thing. So the seats are new, and the headliner and the interior doors, paint, backup camera, you name it. Oh, the outside, taking the paint off, taking those ugly panels that were glued on, new tires, new rims, and I painted the bed liner, and I painted everything, and it took me about a month and a half to restore it. The mechanics put a lift kit on it to lift it up a bit. It was so ugly. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the bad quality yesterday. I really tried. I tried to do a video on my StreamYard where I was like showing you videos of me, but it was such horrible internet. And that's supposed to be like fiber optic internet at that shop. And I went all over the shop and it just sucked. It sucked big time. But we're going to get back to the whole intermittent fasting and fasting and dry fasting and one meal a day and keto and carnivore. I need to drink some water here. Okay. I'm going to do a big reveal on my truck. But not yet. I filmed it all. Then I'm going to renovate my RV. And then I'm going to move to my new place. And then I'm going to build a fence. So if anybody wants to help Stephanie build her fence as I do a retreat at the same time, go to my website. Sign up for stephanieperson.com. I also do consultations and of course page where I teach you low carb, high fat, keto, omnivore, and carnivore, and how to do it the right way. All right, let's talk about hi everybody. Thank you, Lori. I don't know if you've seen the truck yet, but it's just beautiful. Oh my God, it was so gross. I couldn't even sit in it. You couldn't sit in this truck. They were like spitting in the door slots, like spitting snuff. The seats were ripped up. It was grody to the maxi pad. I swear. Not even to the mini pad, but the maxi freaking big boat between the legs. I'm just saying. Okay. Now, y'all needed, I know that I needed a truck because Thunder got into an emergency situation last year. The people I stayed with promised me that the vet would come out. When I called the vet, she laughed at me. And I couldn't get my... I could not get my horse to the hospital to save his life, but I begged and pleaded and cried, and anyway, we got him to the hospital. He's here today. Now, I didn't buy a house. I bought land. No, it's getting surveyed. So they took my good faith check, and my land is getting surveyed. And soon, in a couple days, we had to book the surveyor because, everything's behind. And then they get the check, and then I sign a bunch of paperwork, and then it's mine. And then I got to bring power from the street. It's water temporarily, and then build a well. Power from the street, and then I can move my RV, so I have a house to live in before I build a house. I'm going to build a small house. I'm going to build a barnum or something. I'm going to build something. I had an architect already do the design of the home. It's going to be so fabulous. All right, let's do it. All right, intermittent fasting. Let's talk about it. Intermittent fasting, one meal a day, and dry fasting, wet fasting, 24-hour fasting. Let's talk about the pros. Let's talk about the cons. Let's talk about how to do it properly and how to fracture skin up bad. So you guys know I talk about this thing called gluconeogenesis, which is the breakdown of amino acids. Now, hey, John. This can be in skin. It can be in bone marrow. And it can be in collagen. It also can affect your reproductive system. So I'm talking about fasting because I had a client this morning. You guys, I do consultations. So if you need a consultation, go to stephanieperson.com. But I had a consultation with a woman. She was 5'9", 120 pounds, and having severe issues with her mast cell activation. And I tried to tell, and her thyroid. So I tried to tell her, she's like, I don't know why all this stuff came on. I'm like, too much fasting. So basically, she lowered her immune function, She lowered her T3 thyroid hormone. She opened the holes, the gap junctions in her small intestinal wall, making her leaky gut worse. And so the fasting just wrecks people. It just does. And all these gurus will sit and lie their ass off to you. They will lie. And the reason why I say that they lie with such confidence, the reason why I say they lie with such confidence is because I do so many consultations where people are so fracked up. They are flucked up. Forget the frack part. They are just done. Stick a fork in them. Or not a other thing in them. And so I was like, what is up with this fasting obsession? These liars, like these people who lying, oh, they lie so bad. Oh, it lowers your insulin. Oh, it helps with autophagy. Oh, I feel great. Oh my God. When you actually talk to real people in numbers, which I do every single day, you sit like this woman literally lowered her T3, okay, her thyroid hormone, and opened the walls on her small intestinal wall, created worse histamine intolerance. And what happens when you fast? Crepey ass skin. That's one I get all the time. Why the getting dark circles under my eyes? Electrolytes. Oh, you know, my knees are getting crepey on this diet or on fasting. And then people will fast and they'll do carnivore. Like, what dumb advice? Legit. This thing right here. So I just wanted to educate you guys. This here. Oh, okay. I wanted to what caused the junctions in her small intestinal wall to open. Oh, intermittent fasting. She did it for a couple years. It destroyed her small intestinal wall. It's awful. People don't forget to like. Oh yeah, Nikki says don't forget to like up the stream, guys, because I don't check to see who's liking, but it helps the YouTube algorithms. Yeah, don't be messing with no fasting if you don't want to age 5,000 years. Try to explain to people, if you're fasting, right? People are like, oh, I stop eating at like 5 or 6, and then I don't eat something until 11, 12. Some people don't even eat until 2 or 5 the next day with their 1 meal a day. It looks so bad. They're like, no, I look great. Okay. People start to affect their adrenal system because food is it's not entertainment, okay? We're not supposed to go to like Broadway and Hollywood in New York to have food as our entertainment. Y'all need to understand that food is nourishment, it's medicine, it's minerals, it's and it's energy. That's all that it is. We're the ones that made it a party in our mouth. Like, it's not supposed to be that. And people forget. And so when they stop eating, it's like that people have bastardized food like it's bad. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's bad food choices that are bad, not food itself, not Mother Nature. Nah. So a lot of people will start fasting and they'll tell me that they're doing it for health benefits and spiritual benefits and all a bunch of garbage, garbled nonsense, ridiculousness. They do it because they want to be leaner. They feel fat. They feel unattractive. They feel bloated. Now, some people do have high insulin, and unfortunately, a lot of people have this physiological insulin resistance rebound effect of the blood sugar climbing really high because they're going through hypoglycemia while fasting. And all these fasting guru numbnuts are not considering these people who've got hypoglycemia. Now, who has hypoglycemia? Most of y'all watching. Legit. You guys don't have stable blood sugar. Most of you don't, because you wore a hole in your blood sugar regulation years ago from eating starches and sugars and carbs and bread and that, not getting enough sleep and stressing. What's it good on television? Honey child, how do we go from deodorant to from fasting to deodorant? Okay, I'm going to answer your fasting questions in a second. So if you are going to fast while you sleep. Don't do an extended fast. If you have a severe, and I mean severe histamine reaction like heart palps, you can fast for 24 hours And that's it. Okay, that's it. These are my fasting recommendations to avoid the crepey skin. You know, the skin that drapes and just falls off your jawline. I mean, I'm 54, right? Y'all know I'm 54. And I see a lot of people, their jowls are down here. Their face starts to go down here. They get this, where the skin goes down there. So the skin begins to hang and they lose that jawline, right? As we get older, and that's when people fast. People don't understand how much it chews up the collagen of your skin when you ain't eating nothing. Yeah, 4 times a day. Somebody said, Talbot said. So essentially you either want to do a 24-hour fast if you're trying to lower your blood sugar or one time. If you're trying to, it's more really if you're having a histamine reaction and you're just heart palpy and feel really bad, you can do 24-hour fast. That's it. Then, and Nikki said, when I fasted, my thighs got skinnier and it looked so nice, but I developed thyroid problems. My nails were brittle, hair falling out, dry skin developed Hashimoto's, and almost lost my cervical mucus. That's a bad look. So Nikki is trying to tell y'all, it's right there. Anybody watching the replay and you want to see the comments, look at her comment. That's her saying this. I didn't say all that. She said it for me. She went by her own experience and let you guys know. You're going to fast, you're going to lose a lot of other stuff. And honey, not everybody looks good. Nikki, if you continue to fast, you'd start to crepe everywhere. You'd start to have like crepey skin everywhere. You'd start to develop dark circles under the eyes from people who've got their electrolytes so fracked up because they fast too much and too long and all the time and do 1 meal a day. No, Selwood, you're lying. I'm sorry, Selwood, you're young. You just like, don't talk if you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. There's no science behind what you're saying. You're just throwing stuff out there because this guy's like young. He's like in his 20s. He's come to my stream before. People on the replay, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Listen to him talk this way in his 50s. You know what I'm saying? People just love to have an opinion. No, Selwood, you're like telling her like what she's eating wrong and wrong windows. You don't even know this woman. Like, quit, stop. Fasting is bad for gut health. Yeah, and that's another thing, because the reason why it's so bad for gut health is because your walls, your immune system drops, and that wall, the junctions just open. It should be nice and tight, and they just start opening up. Yeah, Nikki's like, never will I fast again. Let me see. Talbot says I eat 4 times a day, so 12-hour fast is okay, but I don't eat after 7. Yeah, you could stop eating after 6 and then eat at 6 the next day. That's a 12-hour fast. Like, that is good. That's enough to drop your insulin, balance your A1C. That's enough to clear out any junk. You know, basically people need to use carnivore and keto as their, you know, reduction, sort of the fasting effect of getting out all these inflammatory foods. You don't actually have to not eat, which wrecks your immune system, because food is energy. And without the energy, the body has to start breaking down protein, okay, to fuel the brain. It's not going to go and access fat that easily. If that were so, all the people I've watched at the gym for 20,000 years fasting, doing cardio, wouldn't still be fat. Swear. Strong heart women, you have thyroid problems with consuming too much fat. What is the mechanism behind that? No, that fat has nothing to do with thyroid. Fat has something to do with people who've got sludgy gallbladders. So no, fat has nothing to do with making the thyroid go down at all. It's not eating, and the body has to eat itself. That's what lowers the thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone drops and the body feels like it's starving. Like it's an emergency, and like growing hair and pooping and having having circulation to your extremities is too much work, and burning fat and having energy, so it just turns down that hormone because you won't calm down, so it forces you to calm down. You're still drinking coffee. I need to do another coffee update. Ah, thank you, Nikki. Oh, you're amazing too. Nikki, Nikki, Nikki. Oh, Nikki, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind, Nikki. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let me continue on this. Yeah, well, I mean, y'all know I love Bar K. Bar K's probably pissed at me because I'm like making fun of fasting, but I mean, does he look like this? You know what I'm saying? Do he look like this, right? Bart K? Hey, he's younger than me. What? That's what I'm saying. Does he look like? Is he swolio? I love you, Bart. I love you, Bart K. You know I love you. No, Bart K's awesome, but we don't agree on this. And I've gone toe to toe these fasting like obsessed people. I'll be like, let's go work out. You fasted, and I'll crush you in a workout. Crush you. No caffeine. Fasted. Me not fasted. Let's go. That's all. It's so funny. Selwood's just trying to like challenge me. You ever heard people lying, bro? It's like you have PhD behind your next to your name, and all of a sudden you guys just believe anything. Don't believe it. You don't even have to believe me. Don't believe people just because they flap their damn lips. If these doctors were so great, we wouldn't be in this fracked up world today, would we? Selwood, would we? I swear, people are just, that's the problem, ain't it? So these doctors are wrong. Did you know that there's doctors promoting veganism? I mean, really, they're just humans. Stop making them gods. Yeah, there's lots of money, honey. Yes. There's lots of money in promoting what you do. All of them make money. How naive are you? You don't think Dr. Fungus made a ton of money? You don't think all these people promoting their fasting books aren't making money? You're kidding me. Stop. Of course they're making money. What about Mr. Berg? You don't think he's making a ton of money promoting fasting? He's like a millionaire now. Sorry, Selwood, I can crush you on this. And I know a lot of these people, so you're wrong. Okay. Bye, Nikki. No, fasting is not great. It's just like people get addicted to stuff, right? Even though I'm sitting here telling you that where's your body going to get the energy from? It's not going to burn fat. It's going to burn muscles. So it's going to burn through amino acids. You can convert that into glucose faster than you can fat. People have lazy fat cells. They don't just burn fat. That's why so many people can't get low body fat. That's why people take drugs to drop their body fat. And then people's electrolytes are tanking on this fasting, but people become addicted. They just become addicted. So anybody who promotes fasting, they never have any science. They never talk about science. They just, well, doctors, they never break down anything. They never challenge me on my theology. They never do. They just try to be contrary to me in a live stream. Strong heart woman, do you know what I've done? You don't know if I fasted or not. You have no idea. You're making assumptions that I've never fasted. You can speak on a lot of stuff. I can speak on white people, and I'm not white, so stop. That's not an argument. Yes, fasting slows down the metabolism. It messes with your yeah, strong heart woman, I love you, honey, but you don't know what you're talking about. You don't work with the people that I work with. You don't have the knowledge that I have. It's just people become addicted to fasting. It's just what it is. And I don't mind. I love people challenging me. Just come with something scientific. No, I don't watch Paul Saladino. I've seen a couple of his videos, but I'm good. He's doing carnivore and eating fruit and honey. I'm good. Thank you. I thank you. And he's got a book called The Carnivore Code, but now you're eating fruit and honey. Yeah, but you can't use your own experience, strong heart woman. That's nothing. That's subjective. Anybody who goes, Well, that's why I don't do a meal and stuff in a meal in the day of stuff, or doing a day in the life of stuff. What I eat or how my body responds epigenetically has nothing to do with the rest of y'all at all. Yeah. I would love for a strong heart woman. Come on. Come on. Bring it. Break down the science. Talk about gluconeogenesis. Talk about electrolytes. Talk about how your electrolytes don't tank on fasting. Come on now. Talk about how the body uses fat as fuel and how you like 8% body fat fasting. And how you don't lose any muscle whatsoever, and how it doesn't affect your immune system whatsoever. Yeah, Talvish, it's good to eat breakfast. They had it right when they said breakfast is the, eat like a king and then eat like pauper towards the end of the day. But people's digestive systems are so wrecked, they can't even eat like a king in the morning. They be fasting too much. So funny. Was it Cheyon Gray says, I'm tired of scientific studies. Numbers can be pushed around to say whatever people want. Exactly. I mean, look at the world today. Look at the world today. Just look at the world today, right? They don't ever teach anybody to be healthy. No, they tell you to take pharmaceuticals. If you sick and go to the hospital, they have pharmaceuticals as the answer. And yet people treat these people like gods. It's like, I'll tell you right now, people, ain't no hunter-gatherer would pass up food if you were to go back in time and be like, oh, you want some food? No, I'm doing 1 meal a day. I'm fasting. I mean, they would laugh at us. They would literally laugh at us. They would never not eat. You guys think. Went from OMAD to eating 4 meals a day and seen instant gains. Reps have been increasing weekly. See, I know when I followed you with 200 grams of fat messed up my thyroid. No, fat doesn't mess up your thyroid. It's how you apply your diet. It's how you deal with stress. It's how your gallbladders. Fat does not mess up your thyroid. You have no science behind that. None. And if you think that I'm saying things wrong, why would you watch my live stream? I would just run from Stephanie's live stream. I'd be like, she told me to eat 200 grams of fat and mess with my thyroid. The thyroid has nothing to do with messing up your thyroid at all. That's your gallbladder. So if your thyroid's messed up, it's because you did not adapt. And it's not 200 grams of fat. It's not just the fat. It's your eating windows. It's your circadian rhythm. It's the fact that, are you absorbing your fat? Do you have leaky gut? If you have leaky gut, eating 200 grams of fat, you're not going to absorb the minerals. You can't make ketones. If your liver is poor functioning, you can't make ketones. If your blood glucose is high, you cannot use ketones or make ketones. So it has nothing to do with eating 200 grams of fat. And that's why you're on this channel to learn. Fat's not messing up the thyroid. It's the fact that if you're not keto adapted and you're eating 200 grams of fat, you're tanking. You're not using ketones, and you don't have enough stored glycogen within the muscle. So therefore, the thyroid T3 starts to go downhill. That's why my whole video series is be careful how you do these things, because it can wreck you. Fasting, keto, carnivore, low carb, high fat, standard American diet, whatever it is, if you don't learn the mechanisms behind everything, it can frack you up. I never say that keto is the gold standard of nothing. I always say if you don't get things right, it can mess you up. Period. I have a million videos on how keto can mess you up if you're not doing it right. So, no, fat did not mess up your thyroid. It was the fact that you're not adapted. It's probably the fact that your blood sugar was unstable. The fact that your gut's messed up. The fact that you're producing too much cortisol. That messed you up doing 200 grams of fat, not the fat itself. It's like fat doesn't mess up your gallbladder. It's the fact that your gallbladder is not, you probably came from veganism, you never ate enough fat, or you have too much estrogen in the gallbladder, in the liver. Now your biliary duct system's not working. You have a backup cholesterol in your gallbladder, and then when you eat 200 grams of fat, you feel like you're going to die. Is it the 200 grams of fat that caused the problem? No, it's the fact that you have a backup of cholesterol in your gallbladder from not eating the fat. So that's how easy it is to get things mixed up in the way you look at things. It's like people think that eating fat makes you fat. They're like, well, I'm fat, and if I eat fat, it's going to turn into fat. It's the same type of naive ideology or thinking. Hi, stuff in the UK, 11 p.m. here. I have crepey skin all over. It's horrible. I'm 58. Never fast. I get stomach cramps. Now we all know that crepey skin just doesn't come from fasting. Crepey skin can come from a bunch of oxidation, sugar, high carb diets, diabetes, all these things. Your body goes through a thing called advanced glycation end product with a protein lining of the cell. It becomes damaged. Telomeres pop off your DNA and you age. But fasting will add to that aging. And you can see and watch people on the stream tell you that they're having problems. And then the ones who say it's great don't have any science behind what they're saying. Not a single person said anything. Oh, my dad is great. He fasted. That's nothing. That's drinking. That's the self-narrative, right? But I've worked with so many people. Why would I sit and speak against something I can make a ton of money on? I could tell you guys to fast. I could tell you guys to follow my 90-day step weight loss programs, and I'd be a rich bitch. Why would I tell you stuff that would take money out of my pocket? Because I've physically watched people go downhill doing these things. That's what I do. The other streams have been so like placid, and everyone's like, oh, I love the calm Stephanie. Okay, not today though. Hey, Steph, first time commenter here. Yay! Here in San Antonio. Isn't it hot, Gabriel? I cannot do this heat today. I cannot. Ugh. Hope everything goes great at your new property. What's your thoughts on Dr. Barry, like Ken Berry? I don't agree with anything he says. Really nice guy. We'll probably even collaborate. And I've even interviewed him for my channel. But I do not agree with everything he says. And we're the same age. It's 90 degrees here in Florida. I think it's like 100 degrees here in South Texas. So it's pretty gross. So fasting books is what makes people money. Okay. Fasting, talking on a channel and getting 1 million subscribers, telling people what they want to hear. That's how you make money, honey. Once you learn more, because there's people on the replay, there's a commenter, he's just pushing his narrative because he's very young. And you know how Gen Zs are. They're a little naive. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. The fact that I keep not answering the very last question should probably answer you that question. No, there's no. What is structured fasting? There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Like I said, you can do a 24-hour fast, right? If you're having mast cell activation. Now I'm being specific. I'm not just saying structured fasting. What is that? And I am not saying what it's going to heal. Nothing just gets healed. Healing takes sleep. Healing takes eating the right foods. Healing takes balancing the body. You just can't say fasting structured. What is structured fasting? There's a made-up words. Not to sound rude, but I'm just keeping it real because I love you Jax, but come on now. Doesn't heal any ailments. If you've got rheumatoid arthritis, if you have legit hypoglycemia and you fast and your body just freaks out, that'll create a reverse reaction, which is to inflame your joints. You guys have to think critically. And you have to be specific. Use specificity when you use your commentary. You can't just use broad strokes because it doesn't work. If I have hypoglycemia and I haven't eaten within a certain window, my body must go into gluconeogenesis to balance my blood sugar. These are facts, and it can only go and take from amino acids, which destroys your immune system if you do that. Facts. That's why I have so many clients, and all of them get jacked from intermittent fasting. I'm not talking to my uncle or using myself as an example because we all know that people are subjective. That's why people go around talking about getting the freaking what's his name, Mick Jagger in the arm, like, oh my god, it's the best thing since sliced bread. People just believe in the Kool-Aid. That's all. It's like Jeanette's like, you'll have to just start slowly and eat clean, eat foods. Why fast? Like, nobody's actually talking about what fasting is doing. They're not talking about, like, eat right, go to bed early, learn how to diaphragmatic breathe, learn how to exercise properly, learn how to understand the sliding filament theory, understand toxicity, understand your gut wall, understand your systems, understand your reproductive system. It's like, nobody's talking about that. They're just talking about the trend. What's up with all these keto gurus eating all the cheese? Oh, I didn't see that they were doing it. They're just stupid. It's new. It's new people have come around, haven't figured out that they're getting jacked up from the casein in the cheese and having an inflammatory reaction and their gut wall's not healing. People will just push stuff that is tasting good. Drink coffee, eat cheese, eat nuts, and fast. That's what people push. And now people have like keto wine and all this garbage. And like cyclical ketogenic diets. It's just anything that's about doing things easy. What's up with, okay, sometimes trends are trendy for a reason. They're just trendy because people, today trends are about people's complete obsession with the way you look. You know, people are trend. I want the latest, greatest. Trends aren't about loving each other and taking care of each other and getting people to really be healthy and look at each other in the gosh darn eyes anymore. People don't do that stuff. That's what trends are. Trends are all plastic. Okay, so here's a new person. This is PB Mustard. I intermittent fasted for 4 months, and now I eat massive meals because my hunger hormones are screwed up, like leptin and ghrelin. And people don't think. I love all the new influencers like Steak and Butter Gal. Not. Do people still say not? No, but it shows our age. Yeah, she seems like a sweet girl, but no. You know what I mean? And like, I've got clients that follow her and get screwed up trying to follow with this young girl. I don't know what she's talking about. And they'll be like, but she looks so good. I'm like, she's in her 20s. What do you want? No. If you older, do not follow a 20-year-old and expecting to get miracles based on your skin when your skin is stronger in your 20s. Come on, people. Lord have mercy. Okay, Maggie says, I recently found out that I'm extremely estrogen dominant and allergic to several things that I eat. For example, soy, gluten, eggs, and tree nuts. These are all typical high histamine foods. So yeah, you don't want to fast to do that. You want to eliminate, rotate, titrate, right? There's other strategies where you don't have to go into gluconeogenesis to raise your blood sugar, which you can't store glycogen from gluconeogenesis. So it just wanes on your immune system over time, and all these fasting obsessors, you know, they have a hard time understanding, like, your body's not going to just start burning fat. You're not going to spare the muscle and be lean and ripped. I never see people who are in my age that are like lean and ripped, full natty, fasting without looking gaunt in the face and losing amino acids in some way. Fasting 24 hours every day, eat once a day, then I do 36 to 48 hour a week. Any advice? Stop doing it, Ninja. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? And young people who are in their 20s, they do all that fasting. You can't see it on them. It's just like a young person doing meth. You can't see that they're aging until time goes by, and then you're like, damn, yo, what happened? So like, we just factor out all these like Gen Zs who fast, who think that they're so amazing because they think they are doing, you know, they've just drunk that Kool-Aid. I sent for a constellation. How do I answer the questions that I sent to my email? Oh, just send it. Just email me directly. It's very easy. Oh, and it's going to be nice to finally meet you, by the way. I'll find out what your real name is. How do I rid your liver from cholesterol? No, it's not your liver. That's your gallbladder. It has a backup of cholesterol that turns into sludge. And you can use lemon water if you're not having histamine in lemon water. There's things like taurine, glycine, and dare I say lipase to help encourage the sludge and sleep and rest and water. The liver, it gets filled with estrogen. And that becomes a problem because estrogen becomes recycled in the bloodstream. Then people start having all these weird affectations with their body. Oh God, what am I doing? Let's fix that. I tapped on the screen and my face blew up huge. I'm like, at least you guys saw me like that close to the camera, legit at 54 going on 55. No, you can't, okay, what is it? Links? You cannot clear you cannot clear candida from fasting because candida doesn't go away. You can lower the spore count, but it's protected by a biofilm. I'm sorry, you will always have that candida unless people use ozone therapy or high levels of vitamin C. These are things that people tout, but you can't. Fasting will do nothing except lower the spore count, and as soon as you have a grape, it will explode all over your body. Bad strategy to try to use fasting to lower candida. Nope. And if your body goes into gluconeogenesis and the immune system goes down, candida will explode on that too. So you'll have this rebound effect of more candida, albicans spores. I'm trying to get my sister to stop fasting. She never eats breakfast. Yeah. I mean, at least when people disagree with me, at least I got some theories and examples of people behind what I'm saying, and I can explain away my points instead of just going, do it, don't do it. You know, at least I can explain what I'm trying to stop you guys from doing. Tips on how to recover from fasting, eating huge meals. No, like how I finally have a normal appetite and be satisfied with smaller portions. So it's about eating small meals throughout the day to balance your blood sugar. And every single person that got off fasting and put them on small meals throughout the day, and if they had histamine intolerance, we take out foods, we introduce and we titrate up foods to get their histamine levels down, and add anti-diamine oxidase in foods or organ meats to bring in diamine oxidase to deal with their histamine instead of having to not eat. Because people who fast to do one meal a day, have so many women lose their period doing that because, of course, the body goes through pregnenolone still, taking from DHEA and fracking up your hormones. As a 48-year-old woman, I prefer to listen to a woman my age, not a young male, different beast. Exactly. That's why Selwood, who's some young boy, sorry, Selwood, trying to tell you how great it is to fast, but you're not going to see age on him because he's young. He's in his 20s. He's a Zer. But if you're talking about me, who's older, and you can find black people, they may not have the fine wrinkles, but they got the crepey skin. They got the sagging jowls. You can see a black person in their 50s and go, oh, they don't have a lot of wrinkles and they don't have liver spots, but you can see that they're aging. It's not that hard, people. How do I kill candida? You can't kill it. You just lower the spore count. And if you do fasting, it'll rebound real fast. So it's better to do like a ketogenic protocol or low carb, high fat, or you can use but carnivore is good, not for well, you can use carnivore too to lowering candida. And then go into keto omnivore. And then if you want to go back to carbs, then you've got to be very, very, very careful the type of carbohydrates you have. I'm going to do a candida video. You got to be very, very careful to battle that candida. Now you can do probiotics, but that'll help you a little bit, but you'll never get rid of that candida. It just sticks around and stays around. You can lower the spore count. How can you do high fat when your gallbladder has been removed and it has diabetes? Okay, so a lot of people who have a no gallbladder can still, it's like you have to get your body rest, right? Because the body will still find a place to hold the bile salts in the biliary duct system. And it's just, some people never do, and they've got to use TUDCA or ox bile all the time to help encourage an intermittent of lipase and eat really slow, maybe sometimes a little betaine HCl with pepsin. But besides all of that, you can start with just using ox bile and maybe some lipase and maybe some taurine or glycine, but really you want to encourage your body to start storing those bile salts somewhere else within the biliary duct system by getting rest and getting that cortisol down, and eat slow and get good digestion through your whole system by sleeping, drinking water, and chewing slowly, and all of that stuff. Oh, Lord have mercy. I appreciate you, Stephanie. You have taught me so much. You're so welcome, television. Well, people challenge me. There's a couple people who challenged me because I titled it fasting, and I think the video, and so fasting upset people become addicted to fasting, and they just, and you can't get people to change their mind until things start going far left. And some people will be like 4 months into their fasting. Once they start going 2 years into it's like people who do veganism. They're like, oh my God, I feel so much better on veganism. And they may not notice something for 5 years, but then when it happens, they're just like, I'm destroyed. My body's destroyed. Like, I have such low B12 and my period's gone, and I've developed all of these issues, thyroid issues, fibromyalgia from doing a vegan diet. But they may not feel anything for 5 years. So it's kind of hard to listen to people who are obsessed with things that there's no science behind. There is no science behind them, right, achieving autophagy. Because most humans live in, look at the plastic. I'm in a freaking Walmart parking lot. Like, you can't get more plastic than this. You can't live in a plastic world and fast. If you fast, rest. That's another advice. If you're going to fast, do nothing. Don't do cardio and a bunch of stuff. You're going to burn through your amino acids. You're going to destabilize your blood sugar. If you're going to fast, if you insist on fast when you're just the most rested. When you're reading a book in a hammock in your backyard or at the beach or in the mountains. Where's the keto science? I don't know what you want to talk about. You want to talk about acetoacetate, CoA, acetone? What you want to talk about? Krebs cycle? What? Do you eat chicken liver? Yeah, totally. Especially here, because it's hard to get beef. Believe it or not, there's like cows everywhere. But people don't eat liver in this town. Well, the Mexican population do. The Mexicanos. Would you say fasting causes leptin resistance? Then I would say that is one of the major causes to leptin resistance. Resistance. Le resistance. New here, but I love your lives. I love chicken liver. Me too. Oh, I'm like, I did a fasting stream. I'm like, should I have not done a fasting stream? But I still think I need to get the information out there. Like, if you're going to fast when you sleep, right? If you insist to fast, eat breakfast and then fast during the day. Don't skip breakfast. The hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis is waiting for that fuel to come in so your body doesn't start cranking up the cortisol. Tips on how to help your satiety when transitioning from fasting into eating frequently. Every time I try, I freak out because I end up eating way more. I would definitely try to eat fat if your gallbladder is not messed up. Yeah. There's a new one out. I forget the name of it, but I know an affordable one is called Mojo when it comes to glucometers. One of my favorite one is the Precision Extra, but people don't even talk about that company anymore. Sauerkraut good for probiotics? No, because it depends. There's a lot of bacteria that grows on sauerkraut, right? So you have to be careful. You don't want a lot of strains in the very beginning, especially if you're dealing with histamine. But I would suggest to take like 6 tablespoons of sauerkraut. If you have no bloatedness whatsoever, you're good to go. If you're bloated on sauerkraut, cut it out. Cut it out and start with like a low, like mega food in the US. That's one word. They have like a children's probiotic where it's like 5 billion culture count with very little strains. Like the acidophilus is the main one, or bifidum bacterium. What if someone has crepey skin but has never fasted? You could actually really, really help the skin with eating fat and balancing your blood sugar either through low carb or through keto, that you can really, really sort of stop that destruction of constantly eating the amino acids in your skin from and people may not fast, but they might drink coffee, right, which is overstimulating the adrenal system. Jeanette, it would be great to talk to you. So you guys know I offer consultations. I also have a course page. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's 100 degrees outside, and I got my air conditioning blasting, and I'm going off on you guys about fasting. I need to drink some water. You're welcome, James, Allen, Cooper. I don't mean to sound tough on you guys. I'm just so tired of gurus. They've got you guys believing in all this to the point where you'll do it. People will do stuff because, like if you take Thomas DeLauer, I got nothing against the guy. But like he'll have 1 million subscribers, and like people will think he's handsome and they'll just follow anything he says to do. Berries, if you're on low carb, it's fine. I mean, they have been genetically altered, but especially, you know, the safest berry is the raspberries. Those are the safest ones. Oh, yeah. I needed a new ranch water bottle that I could carry around me that's already connected, so. I used to watch Steak and Butter Gal. Yeah, a lot of people do. I don't know why. I've never watched her. I think I've watched her for a couple seconds and then I was like, I can't. Even though she seems like a sweetheart, but she's young and she needs to just learn more, I think. It's like when Frank Tufano was doing carnivore. I mean, Frank Tufano is very intelligent. Like, he's an intelligent young guy. But he developed hemochromatosis. He jacked up his body doing carnivore the way he did. I guess his vitamin A levels were so high because he was eating a pound of free. Well, this is what I heard, so this is not facts. A pound of vitamin. No, facts are I heard him say that he developed hemochromatosis. I didn't know he developed high vitamin A. Too high vitamin A. Yeah, my mother has crepey skin, but she doesn't know anything about fasting. No, it doesn't. You don't develop crepey skin just from fasting. You can develop from not eating enough. You can develop it from stress. You can develop it from drinking coffee. You can develop crepey skin from eating like carbs and toxic and foods and pesticides, because it's going to destroy the lining of a healthy cell. And anytime a healthy cell is damaged, you age. So it doesn't have to be just fasting. Fasting is just one of the ways that you develop crepey skin. But fasting definitely develops crepey skin because your body has to go and get its energy from somewhere, and people are not in ketosis. They're not going to access the fat because fat is its last fuel that it wants to burn. It wants to burn through amino acids first because the body doesn't care you want to look aesthetic. It's going to burn through your proteins. And it doesn't care that you look like a dried up old wrinkly apple. It only cares about having energy, and fat has fat soluble vitamins in it that we need to survive. So your body will burn fat last and always burn muscle first, or proteins. Hemochromatosis. Oh, it's when your body can't get rid of iron, by the way. And also Cornelius, I checked out that video, and they use hot wired fences for cattle, and over time they can push through the wired fences and get into the street. So I can't use that because the posts are not made out of metal posts. I think they're plastic. So I can't do the hot wire. Love your channel. Frank did Accutane too. Exactly. So he did Accutane, and I mean, dare I say, Frank was looking big. So he had like acne so bad. You know, he might have been on the juice a little bit. So who knows what the guy was doing? We don't know. These gurus don't say the truth. They don't tell you everything. I don't know. I think the Carnivore Line podcast is my fave. Stop. What should be your fave? It's right? You're the Carnivore Line. It should be your favorite. Tips on, and then that can be your second favorite. Tips on how to help satiety when eating fat. Just eat fat. Eat fat. If your gallbladder is fine, you can just up your fat. That should, because you need all of this digestive enzymes to break down fat. You need a gallbladder, you need the digestive enzymes, you need hydrochloric acid, and then it takes time to burn it down. They're long chain triglycerides. So people do low fat and then they're starving. They just gorge themselves on protein. When they stop trying to gorge themselves on protein and they don't up their fat, they start developing food obsessions and what is it when you're overeating? It's called, I forget. I don't know. My brain's going everywhere. Television. Why do people keep asking me this question? I will tell you this, that out of nowhere, it just stopped. Like, I'll just say it stopped. And I had no idea why it stopped. And so people were just kept telling me about it. And I was just like, well, I can't stop things from happening. So, I have no idea what happened to it. I have no idea, television. I still don't know. But that's that. You know what I mean? Things come, things go. That's life. I'll probably go and find out what happened to it because I still don't know. But I'm busy right now, so I ain't trying to mess with that right now. I just not. But I will. Love you, Steph. And so if people saw Talvish's question, that's the answer. I have no idea what happened to it. I swear I have no idea. Love you, Steph. Been following you since 2018. Long story short, saw you under the Dr. Oz show in my 30s. Incorporated clean keto, gradually dropped coffee, cold turkey, got better, sleep, and got sunlight. That's what I love hearing. Thank you so much, Nate and Lara. Was it Laura or Lara Dickerson? That's awesome. Must be a woman though. Must be Lara, not Laura. Steph, I'm so glad I found you. I really never truly grasped the concept until I watched and listened to you. I was one of them. Who was trying to follow the advice of all the other YouTubers. I don't got anything against any of the YouTubers. I literally have nothing against them. You guys, the world's going crazy. Who cares? I'm just saying, anything that you hear from anyone, just do your research. Even with me. Like, you don't even have to believe a second of what I'm saying. I'm just trying to do the best I can. But, yeah. I'm a YouTuber as well, if you want to call me that. I'm more of a badass, but we can call me a YouTuber. More tuned to my body more than I ever have. Wish I could go back in time and educate myself and save myself from eating the standard. You too? Me too? You know what I mean? I got myself cavities and probably did a lot. Look at the pictures. Look at the video. You guys, I did a live stream yesterday. I'm going to redo that live stream because the Wi-Fi was so bad. I was showing a video of me at 22. I didn't look good. I looked unhealthy. I've aged rapidly the last 6 months. I have been intermittent fasting, eating less than the average calories, lost muscle, have been suspecting that I have been doing this wrong. So that's why I do these lives. It's because my phone thing keeps falling, so I'm just sinking in my chair. That's the reason why I do these lives. This is the reason why I'm trying to stop you guys from getting injured. If I was going to make money, I'd say fast, then I'd get like 500,000 subscribers, and that would make me money. My problem is I have SIBO and fat malabsorption, but I can't eat carbs, so I'm kind of caught between. Do you have a gallbladder problem? I mean, have you tried lipase? Have you tried taurine, glycine? Have you tried any of these things? To make sure that it's not your gallbladder that's stopping the malabsorption. And then you have to use, lipase will help with the digestion of it. You're going to absorb some things. You're not going to completely not absorb anything. You're not in a rock hard. You're not at all the carnivore line whatsoever. And I don't know if you're using any strategies to help the gallbladder and the gut wall. Why are some dietary fats addicting override true satiety signals? Plant fats, because they're a lot of them are omega-6 fats, and it seems like you don't need these type of long chain fats. Don't seem to be as difficult for the gallbladder to break down. But long chain fats are pretty hefty. Like animal fats, you should feel satiety off of eating animal fats, especially if it's connected to meat. Like a ground beef is so fatty. If you're not full on ground beef, something's wrong. Like you got serious malabsorption. What do you think multivitamins are poisonous garbage? Throw them, burn them, and run them with the garlic and a cross. Because you're having all of these different vitamins, which are like keratin, which is garbage. It's not retinol. When it comes to getting your vitamin A, sometimes you're going to have high levels of different types of nutrients in them, and you could overload on vitamin E. So you want to always deconstruct and do things individually. That's why I don't like people doing electrolyte mixtures. Oh, my knee is like the air conditioning is hitting my knee and it's making it irritated. That's why people who do electrolyte mixtures tend to have problems. They mix a lot of chlorides, and then people have like kidney issues or pain from it. And I'm like, no, you don't need that. You have enough potassium. You're gonna have the opposite reaction. You're gonna start holding on to too much sodium. So make sure you're not getting up too much potassium, or make sure you're not getting too much sodium, or make sure you don't have potassium chloride. You know, just deconstruct and only take what you need. You don't need to do no multivitamin, nothing. That's just the biggest scam of all time. Mick Jagger, I know. I mean, people tell you to get Mick Jagger, and then they don't tell you, like, what's in it. They don't tell you to be healthy. I mean, we call these clues. Wait, where's this water bottle? There we go. We call that a clue. The expression I hate the most is TRUST, the science. I hate it. It's so dumb. I would say TRUST, the science of like 5,000 people, clientists, together. And then they have a discussion, and it's just not subjective and only listening to one person's opinion. Slouching. Your electric fence should be so hot that your fur baby's physiology. No. I won't. I'm not going to have a hot wire so hot. No. And the little pony, I can just see him trying to go and keep messing with it because he's so young. I'm not risking that. I'm not. No. I don't want a hot wire anyway. I always show your videos to show my support. Thank you, Talvish. But thank you for the idea, Cornelius. But because I am living on a cattle ranch, and the guy who has cattle say that hot wires they're not good over time, and that your animals can still get out with a hot wire. And he's had hot wired fences, and he also has and I just know my pony, like when he wants to get out, he'll get out. He will get electrified and keep trying to get under that fence. Like, he is stubborn, that little pony. So thank you, Talvish. All right, guys, my phone's getting hot. Oh, I hit some more people finding my live stream. It's like I gotta talk. It's literally a whole hour before people find that I'm live, and then I'm like, oh my god, I got stuff to do. Who wants me to do a 2-hour live stream? Okay, guys, if you're gonna fast, right? Fast at night. If you're gonna fast, do a 24-hour fast only if you're trying to get rid of histamine reactions. If you insist to fast, break the fast and then fast during the day. Otherwise, don't fast. Do not fast. Do not risk your electrolytes. Okay, do not eat 1 meal a day. You are not getting in your electrolytes. People develop eating disorders from doing OMAD and severe eating disorders. I don't know how many people start just eating and gorging because they're so freaking the body, right? The leptin signals get jacked and they just want to eat and eat and eat and eat. Have a great day. See you on the next stream. Thank you, Talvish. Yeah, I better go. It's so weird. It is so hot outside that when you touch the window, it feels like you can fry an egg on it. And then I'm using the air conditioning. And then I'm burning up gas. You know how expensive gas is. Oh, you guys, I tried so hard to do that live yesterday about the update of my life and me being a pro skater. And it was just, I watched it. I was like, this is so blurry. Sorry in advance. All right, guys. Energy. I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus. I actually don't care. I just want to survive in this crazy world we live in. I got some video editing to do. I want you guys to see the build of my truck and how to change your life and don't feel like. And I really love showing the side-by-side picture of me at 22 and me now. And so I don't want people to fear aging, because you can age very gracefully and have energy and, you know, just live your best life. And I just want to inspire people to do that more than just lose body fat. Oh, I eat all day long. I'll have breakfast. I'll literally graze on like thymus and I just stick it in my mouth. Thymus. So I'll have breakfast and then I'll start grazing. I'll go in, I'll mess with the horses. I'll have a consultation and then I'll have some liver. I'll just throw a couple pieces of liver in my mouth. Then a couple of hours later, I might have some thymus and then I'll go off and head to the gym and then well, here in California, it was a completely different routine, and then I'll come back and I'll eat again. Gotta go. Have a good one, and thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, John. Thank you for all the emojis. John loves his emojis. How much is gas? I'll show you some. You guys want to see how much gas is? Now, I actually found a place that has gas pretty cheap. This place is pretty expensive. But let me get closer. Ugh. Okay, let's go check it out. Check it out. By a gas station right now. Let's go check it out, guys. The strip malls are so ugly. You guys know I used to live in Europe. I lived in Europe for almost 16 years. And I still to this day, after being back so many years, I cannot handle how ugly plastic America is. Let me flip the camera around. Okay, let's see. There it is, $3.89. Now I found gas. Now diesel is over 5, I think, or 4. But I found gas for $3.42. So that's where I get my gas, $3.42. Quick coffee since I found you. Yes, Cleo. Yes, honey. 3 weeks without coffee. Now I feel so much better and more relaxed. Exactly. That's awesome. Because people will go and fast and then they'll drink coffee, right? And then their adrenals are just kicking out cortisol and they start getting crepey skin. Like it's $4.99 here. Actually, I can get it for $3.42. Tennessee, I got it for $3.60. That's $3.62 in Tennessee. So thank God for that. $4.50 in Cincinnati. Dang, it's more expensive. Thank God Tennessee is like lower in gas. Oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. And I have a Chevy Silverado. It's not a diesel, so I'm not going to be spending those prices on. I'm so glad I don't have a diesel truck. Oh my God. All right, guys, thank you so much. I got to get back to my fur babies. I got to edit some videos. If you guys feel like you need help, I have a course page through stephanieperson.com. I'll put it in the show notes when I get back to my house. I also do consultations through stephanieperson.com. And it might be annoying sometimes, I know, but I am here to help you guys. I am not trying to sound like an arrogant shite. And yeah. I'm just so grateful for life. That's what I really am. I'm just really, 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 really grateful. And I want to share that with you guys. Bye from Japan. Oh, you're in Japan. Oh, too bad I can't travel. When people wake up, which I think they will, and all this is over, if it is, I want to get on a plane and go to Japan and go to India and go back to Europe and say hello to some of my friends. Have a blessed day, guys. Energy at 54 and I'll soon be 55. I can't wait to turn 55. It gets better as you get older, because when you get older, you're not as dumb. You're just not as stupid, right? You're just not as blind. Well, no, I meet people my age who are very blind. I take that back. Anyway, energy, 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 energy. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook is Stephanie the Business Person. 100% I agree. Plastic America, yeah. And I'm out.